So let's start our today's lecture, that is unit number 8, value analysis and value engineering. Okay, so there are two concepts. One is regarding analysis and another one is regarding engineering. Okay, so first, before going to that concept, before learning that concept, we should know what is meant by value. I think at the time of fourth chapter, fifth chapter, engineering economics, somebody has asked the question, what is the difference between price, cost, and value? And at that time, I have explained to you. If you don't remember again, once again, I will explain that part, and then we can go forward. So, price is the selling cost. Okay. So, at what price the object is sold, that is called price. So if you go to the market, mobile price, selling price may be 10,999, but based on discount rate he can give you on 8,000 rupees also, or he can sell that particular mobile on 8,000 rupees also. So that is called selling price. Cost is related to manufacturing. What is the raw material cost, what is the machine hour rate, what is the machining, what is the labor wages, and what are the difference between this price and cost is there, that is called profit. If price is more, cost is less, profit. If cost is more, price is less, then loss. So that is a simple relation we can see. Then if you look at to turn over to the value, what is meant by value? And for each and everybody, the value of same thing may be different. Okay, I remember that at that time I have given one example of two-wheeler. Is it right? If you are remembering that, then it's well. If not, please listen. What is the value? Value of same thing is different for different person. Okay, so whatever example we have taken, if we I will take same example, then one person is there who is in the service or little bit having rich background, and if his son wants two-wheeler, then as he is of above 18 years old and he is having license, the person went to the some dealers and he purchased that bike, okay, the two-wheeler for his son. Let's say the price of that bike may be 70,000 rupees. Okay, so 70,000 is the price. That person gives 70,000 rupees to that dealer and purchase the bike on the name of his son. At the same time, another customer is there, and that another customer is little bit, I can say, old fashioned or little bit uh, 40 or 50 years old man, okay, who is little bit normal looks, and he came there and he put the 70,000 rupees with that dealer and also he purchased the bike. Then the whatever the object is sold at that dealer shop or at that dealer point, that object is same. I can say both customers buys that 70,000 rupees two-wheeler or 70,000 rupees bike. But what is the value of that bike to that student or that young children, and what is the value of that bike to that 50 years old person? Because if you look at that perspective, you can find out the different values for that student or for that young children whose father gives the bike. That bike may be little bit as suppose we can say birthday present. Then it may be gives the joy for 2 3 days, as my father gives me bike, my father gives me bike as a birthday present, and then afterwards he start running that bike on the roads with some fast manner and other things. But if you look at to that old person, that 50 years person, that 50 years person up to 50 years, he is traveled on others bike, he is traveled through his bicycle, he has collected that 60,000 rupees for from last 10 years, and after that he purchased that bike. So he will take almost care of that bike. If you look at to that young student, he will just put the petrol and he will run the bike without no maintenance and some uh, that means he will just use that bike in careless manner, because whatever the cost is there, whatever the price is there of that bike, that 70,000 rupees, he has not earned it. His father gave him. And after 4 5 years back, the same young children or that person may ask to his father that this bike is become old, I want new this model, I want this bike, and that old bike is not running properly, mm, is making too much noise, the seats are not comfortable. So he may start some uh, means defending his argument, and he is proving that what the old bike is there, that is not of good use. But after 3 4 years, if you look at to that particular person who has purchased his bike with some patience, and that is the dream of his life, maybe like this, some poor background is there, and that person will means that person is taking good care of his bike, time servicing is there, everyday cleaning and whatnot. And if you ask the or you can say feedback, the person, that 50 years old person may give feedback that yes, bike is really good, I am using from last 2 3 years, no problem, no maintenance, mileage is good, I am using properly, like whatever may be. And if you look at to that student, he may give, bike is not that much good quality, 2 3 times I helped to repair it, and it is due too much noise and mileage is not good, like this. So though the object is same, why the different opinions came through different people? Because from both point of view, value of that bike is different. Okay, so I'm not talking about here price, I'm not talking about here cost. Selling price may be 70,000, it is constant for both the bikes. Manufacturing cost may be suppose 50,000, it is similar, same for both the bikes. Selling price is same, manufacturing cost is same, but the person who is using that bike, from their point of view, the value of that particular thing is different. Is it right? So in this particular case, if we put this particular perception, whatever the our thoughts are there, our perception is there into value, then we realize that what is the value of the object. From that student point of view, value of that bike is just enjoyment media. Okay, so he is enjoying that particular bike, riding on that bike for 3 4 years, and he don't want to go further. He wants that new model of enjoyment, new bike, new class of vehicle he wants. But the old person, for that bike is not the enjoyment media. It is his dream. It is uh, it is the thing he want to purchase from last 10 years. And that 10 years dream is that bike. So he will take proper care and he will use that one bike for many years. So such things may be there in our house also. So some old things are there, and we are talking to our father why these old things are kept in the house. We will resell them. We'll put into some scrap. But father and mother oppose us. No, 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 you don't know the value of these things. We have purchased this particular part by collecting one rupees and whatnot. And now they are talking like this. Is it right? So from their point of view, the value of the same thing is different, and your point of view, value of that thing is different. Then, what is meant by the value here, and how we can make the analysis? If value is not similar, if it is not same, how we can put it into some formula, or how we can judge it? Okay, and engineering sector, the every equipment is having certain use. How you can use it and how you can uh, take your work with that equipment, based on that you can decide the value. So in general, what is meant by value, how that value is analyzed, and what is meant by this value engineering. So all these things, all these parts, we are going to study, we are going to learn in this particular chapter, that is the last part of your syllabus, that is value engineering. Then what we are going to study, that concept of value analysis, scope of value analysis, concept of value engineering, important when it is used, some thoughts on value engineering, comparative advantages, steps in value engineering, benefits of value engineering, how and when is value engineering applied. So there many some points are there that we are going to study regarding value engineering and value analysis. So if we look at to the conceptual point of view, starting point of view, value analysis originated from Second World War due to the shortage of essential material. Okay, so this is some, I can say, historical part. So when that value analysis is originated, so most of the time I told you that Second World War, though it is the destructive thing for the world, but from the science and technology point of view, Second World War is the good era where different theories are evolved, like operation research, this value engineering, different machines, different production systems, and whatnot. Okay, so value engineering, value analysis was originated in Second World War due to shortage of essential material. The reason is also given. So when shortage is there of essential material, value of that thing is important. That value of that thing is goes on increasing. Is it right? So you are knowing that in pandemic situation during lockdown period we are closed in our house, and at that time we may be knowing the value of 1 liter milk. If that is not available for 2 days, how we feel. If that is available in ample amount, then value we don't understand. Nowadays, if you are looking the some news or etc., you will find that everywhere in every hospital that oxygen level and ventilators, these are less numbers are available and patients are more. So we are now realizing the importance of oxygen. Is it right? So as from nature it is freely available, we are not knowing that what is the value of oxygen. But due to such pandemic situation, when we are ill, we are knowing the value of the oxygen, and I hope everybody is trying to start tree plantation to increase the oxygen level of the earth. So shortage of essential material is one of the big question when the shortage is there, whether so that is related to our previous concept of demand and supply. Either supply remains same and demand is increased, or demand is same and supply is reduced. So due to such a condition, that shortage is created and that is related to essential material. So Lawrence D. Miles was the first to develop the technique and name it. So the scientist Lawrence D. Miles who developed this value analysis first, this value analysis technique, and gave the name to him. Value analysis is defined as an organized creative approach. So what is the definition of value analysis is there? The definition is like this. Value analysis is defined as an organized creative approach which has as its objective the efficient identification of unnecessary costs. What do you mean by unnecessary cost? Cost which provides neither quality nor use nor appearance nor attention. Okay, so what is meant by value analysis in short? In short, value analysis is defined as organized creative approach. So this is the organized creative approach is nothing but the value analysis, and for which purpose we should do this, we should adopt this creative approach which has that creative approach has its objective. What is the objective of creative approach? That the efficient identification of unnecessary cost. So we should understand, we should identify the unnecessary cost in an organization. Many things are going on, and in these many things many unnecessary costs are included. So if you want to compare to find out the unnecessary cost, just make the comparative between your today's life, that is the life in the pandemic, and the life before pandemic. In life before pandemic, you are coming to the college, you are enjoying, you are going to the hotels, you are eating some breakfast and whatnot. Is it right? Or when you are traveling to different cities and whatever there, you are just I can say expending more as what you want in that fashion. Is it right? But due to this pandemic situation, you might be knowing that in our house also we have identified unnecessary costs. So if you take the for example that example of just a marriage, so might be during pandemic situation you might be gone through your relative marriage or some sister or brother's marriage, etc. We can find out that in day-to-day life or in normal situation, 5 lakh rupees also required for the marriage, and in pandemic situation, in 50,000 that marriage can be possible. So whether that 450 lakh, whatever the 4 lakh 50,000 remaining is there, whether it is unnecessary amount or unnecessary cost, that question we have to ask to ourselves. Similar way, in an organization, many more unnecessary costs are there. So if you take the in example, in an organization, subordinates prepare the reports. It may be daily report, weekly report, monthly report, semi-annual reports, and many times we have to submit it to the higher authorities in the company. Subordinate prepares the report. He will show to his boss. Boss will say you that no, don't show me in soft copy. Take the printouts, and then he goes there and he take the 10, 15 printouts and circulate it to each everybody, that his boss, other department boss, then MD, then CEO, whatever may be what come. And if in that one or two mistakes he found or anybody found, then again the two, three mistakes were corrected, and again 10 to 15 printouts were taken. So whatever the cost of that paper is there, what is the use of that? Or many times the reports are generated, it is shown to the higher authorities, and they told that keep on my table, I will read afterwards. And after many weeks, it is found that they have not read that particular part. And whatever the related discussion regarding to that report, it is already done. Then what is the value of that report? Okay, so just I am giving the example that the objective is that the efficient identification of the unnecessary cost. So in our office, in our organization, where unnecessary cost is there, okay, so where that expenditure of unnecessary cost is there, how we can prohibit that unnecessary cost, how we can avoid that expenditure of unnecessary cost. Then for further understanding what is meant by unnecessary cost, cost which provides neither quality nor use nor appearance nor attention. So the cost which provides neither quality, okay, so quality will not be there of that product, there is no use, no proper appearance will be there, or no attention will be there. So for such a thing, whatever the expenditure is there, whatever the cost we have in procured, that is called unnecessary cost. And finding out this efficient way, finding out the identification of this unnecessary cost is nothing but the value analysis. So once you understand what is the unnecessary cost is there, then automatically we can reduce that unnecessary cost, and that will be helpful in the increasing the value. So value analysis is defined as an organized creative approach which has its objective the efficient identification of unnecessary cost. Okay, so once that unnecessary cost is reduced, then only necessary cost will be there and value will be increased. Then value can be found out in following terms. Okay, first use or functional value, estimate value, cost value, and exchange value. So whatever the example we have taken, that bike, that bike example is functional value example, use of functional value example. Then there are certain types are there or different terms of regarding value engineering or value analysis are estimate value, cost value, and exchange value. Okay,